Hi guys, welcome back to Newbie Productions online fundraiser. We are here with Carlito Weaver. Welcome, appreciate you for coming.
Good morning, Thank you for having me.
As you know, you had a big major role in our last documentary, I Am You. Give the audience a little bit of insight of what your role was, kind of.
Yeah, so in the documentary, I Am You, I talked about my experience with the immigration process in terms of being the son of an immigrant father who had his challenges with the immigration system, you know, experiencing life growing up without a father and, you know, him being deported 3 times back to Haiti. So, you know, it was very, you know, powerful. You know, it was a great opportunity for myself to reflect on my experience and also share my story and help motivate and encourage others to, you know, overcome adversity despite whatever challenges may come their way.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it for stepping on that and sharing your spotlight. I know it was probably something really big and important in your life that you shared with the audience. So thank you for coming on our team and sharing that. But obviously you are the assistant principal at Brockton High. You are in education. So give us a little bit of insight of what you're looking for or something that you want highlighted in this documentary.
I feel like education is one of the lost arts, right, that is missing in society in terms of, you know, being able to articulate oneself, being able to process, whether it be academia or emotional intelligence. I feel like education is something that everybody deserves, right? I tell people school isn't for everybody, but education is, right? So whether you want to be a firefighter, a police officer, join the military, pick up a trade, go to college, be a doctor or a lawyer, you need some form of formal education.
Yeah. Now, talk to us about a favorite teacher that you had in mind from when you were in school, whether it's college, high school, elementary, middle school. Give us your favorite teacher and why.
So my favorite teacher wasn't actually my teacher. My favorite teacher was Mr. Thomas, who's the former superintendent of Brockton Public Schools. But, you know, I was like most kids. I wasn't perfect. You know, I had my time in the office and, you know, he never gave up on me. He always inspired me. He always motivated me. He held me accountable. I had to call my grandmother to come in a couple of times to kind of straighten me out. But, you know, just seeing the way that he went about his business and how he genuinely cared about supporting young students, especially, you know, young males of color, you know, inspired me to come back in education and do the same.
Yeah, so explain to the audience why they should help advocate for this new upcoming documentary about education, why it's so important to get this message out and, you know, give all sides of unbiased opinions on education.
Yeah, like I said, education is the foundation of everything, right? If you're not educated, I realized myself personally, the more educated I became, the more opportunities that presented themselves and the better life that I lived. And so I want people to understand that right now is a very, very crucial time in education. I feel like specifically after COVID, people started to maybe devalue education. They realized that they can make a living from home. They realized they can be a social media blogger, a YouTube gamer. And yes, those things happen, but they're very few and far in between. And so being at the high school, working with our next generation of, you know, hopefully productive members of society is extremely important that we take a look at a bunch of things, right? In Brockton more specifically, because that's what most of my formal education has came from, and in my education career as a professional, we got to take a look at Chapter 70 funding, right? The way that the state calculates funding for school districts. And we really need to look at the formula and see how it impacts urban districts versus suburban districts. You know, they give you a cost per student.
Two different things.
Yeah, two different
things.
Right? You look at, you know, traditionally how schools are funded is based on property taxes, right? So it's simple math. You know, inner city, you know, a lot of the property values are devalued, so they're not valued as high, and they're highly concentrated. And so when you take, you know, low property values, even if you had a high tax rate, you're dividing it amongst a large group of people. And so the price per student is low versus you go to a more affluent neighborhood, let's say Newton, for example. The property values are higher, they're less concentrated. You do the math. You get more money and you divide it by less people, you have a greater cost per student. And that affects the resources, the quality of teaching you can get, the books, the technology, all the resources that impact the student's ability to be successful and succeed at a high level.
Yeah, and then just one more question about your experience with Newbie Productions. What's your experience been with? Because you've been with us for a long time, so just give a little insight on what your journey been like with us.
Oh man, Newbie, we go back to high school. That's my brother, man. I really look up to him as if he was a big brother. He always is coming with passion, high energy. He's gonna give you the real, like straight up, whether you want to hear it or not. The uncut version, and sometimes unbiased, and sometimes people feel uncomfortable. But Newbie is somebody he's comfortable being uncomfortable.
He's in the limelight right there. So.
Exactly, and so I think he gives a platform and give a voice for the voiceless. And I'm looking forward to being a part of this documentary. Looking forward to many more documentaries. I believe in Newbie. I believe in Newbie Productions, and I believe in the work that he's doing, and it's definitely necessary.
Yep, you guys heard it here first from Carlito, the man, the myth. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will catch you guys later.
All right.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.